Let me tell you the truth. You are wrong if you think that shallow routine work has anything to do with productivity. In this video, I will tell you how the most effective people maximize their focus, how they pushed themselves away from the blinding distractions and invested in personal development to increase their potential. Number 1, focus on one thing. They focus completely on one thing with full devotion. The digital world is designed to be addictive. Surrounded by multiple apps, looking repeatedly towards the number of likes and comments stops us from engaging in deeply and highly focused work. Cal Newport believes that multitasking doesn't work, and the best work occurs when we're single-minded and in the zone. How often do we focus on a single task without taking calls, checking email, or opening another web browser to look at the latest news or social media? How often do you aimlessly check your cell phone? The constant intrusion of technology means that we frequently disengage from deep thought and focus. The problem with this is that if we're not thinking deeply, we aren't working deeply either. Dr. Cal Newport's book, Deep Work, asks, when was the last time you sat down to focus intensely on a single task without distraction? We're facing a focus epidemic where productivity is suffering due to the plethora of distractions we're faced with, not just daily, but on an hourly basis. Cal Newport offers practical advice on productively using your time to produce better, more focused work. Number 2, multitasking kills productivity. Multitasking does not save your time. It burns your potential. Research indicates that most of us spend only 3 minutes on a task before switching to something else. This summary briefly looks at how to work smarter, not harder, and how to avoid and reverse distraction, and it busts the myth of multitasking. Multitasking kills productivity. Connection often means distraction. Living in the digital age means that we're hyper-connected. But ironically, it can disconnect us from completing the essential tasks at hand. We think we can multitask, but it's neurologically impossible. Our brains can't attend to two things with equal attention. Studies show that task switching leaves us with divided attention. When we swap tasks, the mental residue from the first task remains. This switching makes it hard for our brains to adjust and return to a focused state of mind. Newport asserts that it's time to practice digital minimalism. We should all focus on one thing at a time and for as long as possible. Number 3, shallow work consumes your whole life in passive discomfort. While you can invest 12 months of active discomfort to get what you want, your typical office day involves much of what Newport refers to as shallow work. This work mostly involves checking emails, writing reports, and attending meetings. Shallow work leaves you feeling tired and without the satisfaction of real accomplishment. A lot of the reason for this is that shallow work is all of the tasks that we can perform when distracted, don't demand much thinking, and are easy to replicate. This kind of work means we don't create anything of value. So why is it that we gravitate towards shallow work? The truth is that shallow work is easy, and deep work is difficult. Furthermore, shallow work is deceptive. We misperceive it as productivity. Think about all of those little concrete tasks that make you look busy, but add very little value to your work output. But on the flip side, deep work is difficult because it's hard to spend uninterrupted time routinely dedicated to your craft. Deep and active work isn't for the faint-hearted because it's the space where feelings of discomfort, frustration, and ambiguity jump in. We refer to things like writer's block or hitting the wall because deep work isn't easy and involves working on tricky problems or perfecting performance. During this process, you're always going to be pushing yourself, and there will appear to be dead ends along the way. That's why most people tend to stay and play in the shallow end. It's comfortable and it's safe. Busyness without real exertion comes at a considerable cost. As the saying goes, use it or lose it. Future demands smarter people who can solve problems, not the busy people. Newport argues that if you don't engage at a deep level, your brain stops building the neural pathways that engage attention and enable you to tackle complex problems. As a result, your mind gets more used to a low attention span. The knock-on effect of this is that companies who ignore busy practices will ultimately lose out on innovative, high-quality work produced quickly. And even more so, the world loses out on new creative ideas that might shape the future. Newport argues that the future doesn't need busy people. It needs people who solve complex problems. people who innovate, and people who can focus. So we all need to know what limits our capacity for deep work. Number 4, deep work. You can practice deep work and boost the intervals of concentration. Practicing deep work can change the function and structure of your brain. Research shows that uninterrupted periods of intense focus strengthen the protective layers around the brain's neurons. The information then travels faster between these brain cells, allowing us to process and understand information quickly. Here are ways to maximize the intervals of deep work. First of all, you can schedule deep work, so look at your calendar and make time for it. It's best to find a dedicated space where you know you won't be interrupted and when you feel you're most likely to be productive. Start slowly by scheduling just an hour and choose a time when you feel most alert. Once you've got the process started, try turning this into a daily habit that you can sustain. If you can only schedule time weekly, then be sure to set aside at least one full day. If you work from home, find your space, put up the Do Not Disturb sign, and practice digital minimalism. Switch off your phone or set it to airplane mode, shut down all web browsers, and if you can, disconnect from the internet altogether. If you're in an office environment, it's a good idea to use noise-cancelling headphones or ask if you can work remotely. Committing to this schedule ruthlessly is key to making deep work part of your life. A scoreboard can help with motivation and to help keep you on track. For example, Newport keeps a calendar on his wall where he records the hours he spends each day doing deep work. Successful people do not procrastinate. They master the art of cultivating time awareness. So you should try doing a time cost analysis. Question: how much time do you spend on shallow work instead of deep work? Bring intention to what steals your attention and get rid of the distractions. Newport divides his day into time blocks of half-hour slots. The night before, he allocates tasks to these slots and is disciplined about sticking to time limits. He ends each week with a review where he evaluates what works and what doesn't, and he adjusts accordingly. The good news is, it's not all work and no play. Number 5, work smarter, not harder. We've all heard the phrase, work smarter, not harder. It's a big adjustment to make because we've put so much value into working longer hours. Just because you're spending more time at the office doesn't mean you're performing any better. You're probably just working harder. At Routine Office Mental Drills, Newport encourages working smarter and developing your ability to delve into deep work. It's not easy, especially if you get distracted quickly. Deep work offers some practical tips to help boost your focus fitness and, in turn, maximize your output. Firstly, make deep work part of your routine. Understand that willpower alone won't ensure you commit to doing deep work. You need to make it part of your routine. Think of the things and environment that might support you, like a nice cup of coffee to get you going. Number 6, the importance of downtime. You need frequent intervals of relaxation. Your downtime is as important as a productive hour, where you should completely close the work and unwind to re-energize. Exercising the attention muscle burns energy, but like any physical training, we can only keep going for so long. Research shows that initially, most of us can only concentrate deeply for up to an hour a day. Experts at deep work can expand this to 4 hours, but few exceed this. Newport emphasizes the need for frequent intervals of rest and rejuvenation and argues that downtime and relaxation are essential components of productivity. Time is just as significant as focused time. Every single one of us needs to be as committed as possible to making time for restorative rest. As with deep work, downtime requires scheduling and commitment. Rest restores the energy needed for focused attention, and it's important to plan things during downtime that make you feel revitalized. And no, Netflix alone doesn't cut it. The idea is to take long walks, go for a jog, hang out with friends, play sports, listen to music or read a book. Newport advises doing anything that will help you unwind, because when you unwind, your brain re-energizes. Most of us are guilty of bringing work home with us. Newport argues that when you finish a workday, you should close it off completely. So, clear everything to be neutral on your computer and then schedule tasks for the following day. So, once your workday is over, relaxation should begin. Relaxation time is when the magic happens. This time is when your conscious mind rests and the unconscious mind takes over, which can lead to new and creative insights. At this stage, the brain switches from a focused mode of thinking to a mind-wandering mode. This mode is when we absorb the stored information and start to make creative connections. It's that shower moment when the solution to that sticky problem hits you, the one that's kept you puzzled for weeks. So, filter out unwanted interruptions, think about how distracted you are, and eliminate the low-output tasks that wear you out. See you next time.